Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. I don't understand how you can be a Cowboys fan at this point and not be clamoring for the firing of Jason Garrett immediately. I mean, at this point, it doesn't even make sense because it played a Monday night game and we have to turn right back around for Sunday night on the road. So it's probably not the week, but but whether it was the bye week or before the season, after the season, this entire staff has to go. To lose this football game tonight and look, Dak Prescott was atrocious tonight. Let's start there, okay? Before we even get to the bigger issue, an issue tonight. Dak Prescott, start off the game pretty much cost us 14 points. Probably lost this football game. He throws an interception to double coverage on Amari Cooper. Ball should have been thrown out of bounds. It was a very poorly designed play by Scott Linehan. Shouldn't have even been run. Then bringing the fullback unnecessarily, and Tennessee recognizes the overroute immediately and jumps it. Throws the interception. Ball needs to go out of bounds there. You live to play another down. Kevin Byard runs to the star, starts tap dancing on the star, and several things there. And that's why I thought we pretty much lost the football game right there. The pick, you don't get the points, compounded with him not completing the pass to Cole Beasley earlier in the game, which at this point in his career, I'm at any quarterback that, with any type of pocket presence, you have to consistently make that throw. 10 out of 10. You got to hit him in stride. I expect that from my college quarterback in Sam Ellinger, and I've seen him make that throw. So that's inexcusable for him to overthrow Cole Beasley right there. That's 14 points because now special teams fails us with the missed 38-yard field goal. Then player goes to the star, Byard goes to the star. They start dancing as a team. Only one Cowboy comes out there, Byron Jones, to do something about it. And that's where the defense lost me. That's where their physicality, their edge, all that hot boys nonsense, they lost me. I'm sorry, but flags would have been thrown. It would have been, God bless George Teague and those guys from back in the day. That cannot be tolerated at any level. I'm sorry. We may not win the game, but we damn sure gonna win the fight. Bottom line. Like you can't beat us on the field and punk us on the start. Like, and kudos to Byron Jones for having that mentality. I actually covered his brothers earlier in with the salute to service tribute. But, he was the only one that was about it in that situation. I was very disappointed to see. I don't know if guys back return or people were getting ready to get back on the field or with the change of possession or what, but that's inexcusable. You got to at least go out there and knock his ass off the star and stand and push those guys back to their sideline where they belong. Now, bigger picture, this team defensively overall they were atrocious tonight. I think they allowed 11 of 14 or 10 out of 13 third downs. They couldn't contain the wide receivers. They couldn't contain a lot of the screen stuff that Matt LaFleur was throwing out at them. And credit to the Titans for going into their bye week, buttoning up on some things in a game that they felt like they should have won against the Los Angeles Chargers and executing their game plan. They ran a ton of misdirection all night. They got the ball to Batson and Deion Lewis, very shifty guys. And then they utilized their number one guy, Corey Davis, on the outside on third downs. Very simple game plan, but execution means everything. That goes back to what we're missing. Early in the game, I didn't think play calling was an issue for us. That's supposed to be a touchdown to Cole Beasley. So now where play calling does become an issue is when you continue to hammer Ezekiel Elliott up the middle of the line for 2-yard gains consistently, where you come out 11 personnel every single time, motion the flanker, run Ezekiel Elliott to the middle of the defense, rinse and repeat. That's what we do. We get into a 3rd and 7, may or may not get a penalty, and then is the inevitable screen pass that we pick up 7 yards and punt. So that's what your offense is. That's what your offense is. And we go out and we spend the first round pick and we get Amari Cooper and we're talking all week about how he's going to be a big part of his offense and integrated. And Amari Cooper was fine tonight. To me, he was excellent actually with his route running, his speed. But this isn't an Amari Cooper issue. This is a culture issue because you know what? He didn't impact a thing. We still had 14 points and couldn't move the ball. And then the defense failed. Then the special teams fails and everything else falls. Your quarterback's still inaccurate. Your quarterback's still not comfortable. Your offensive line is still not blocking. Your run game is still dead. Tennessee didn't change anything in their look to account for, they guarded them. If we got beat, we got beat. But we're still going to play man. We're still going to play single high. We're still going to park our safety in the box. And we're still not going to let you run the football. Just because you guys y'all are going to have to throw your way out of this. And they don't have the quarterback. They don't have the offensive line. They don't have the coaching to throw their way out of this situation. And, it really comes down to next week is must win against the Eagles for them to have any shot at thinking that they're going to do anything to go into the playoffs. But that's, again, when you make aggressive moves like this and then you still lose and your product still sucks, nothing really changed for the most part. Because overall, the wide receivers today, Michael Gallup looks fine. Amari looks fine. We even saw Thompson catch a pass, saw Hearns catch a pass on a double move. Cole Beasley's, when he does get open, we can't connect. So is it the wide receivers? This passing game is trash. Absolute trash. But we go back to the head coach and the overall demeanor. When your players don't go out and defend the star, that's on the head coach to me. When you come out, you're 3-5, and they come out and give us the red herring over the bye week where we're going to fire the offensive line coach Paul Alexander. We're going to trade for Amari Cooper. We're going to do all this. And that guy, Jason Garrett, is still there. It's still the same product. It's still the same play calling. It's still the same play design. It's still the same comeback routes on second and long. Nothing has changed. So stop falling for the distractions, fans, Cowboys fans. Stop it. The focus needs to be on the head coach. Because, again, we can't do anything about the owner/GM, but all we can do is clamor for a new head coach, and hopefully he recognizes what is going on around the league. Look, this is an evaluation period for Dak Prescott. So far, he is failing his evaluation. He's now one game in with Amari Cooper. That is the one positive I'm really taking away from tonight, is that Amari Cooper and his wide receivers gave Dak Prescott everything he needed, and he failed them. So that's an F on your grade. You got 8 more games to go before we got to make a decision. But this organization has failed Dak Prescott. His development has been completely mishandled. Why is he missing these throws now, but he wasn't missing these throws in 2016? See, I'm not buying that he peaked as a player or that the league figured him out or anything like that. It's called confidence. And that's a big part of what coaching staffs can do. If you look at Alex Smith way back when he was on the San Francisco 49ers, he was headed to being a colossal bust, if you will. But Jim Harbaugh comes in and says, I believe in you. And not only do I believe in you, but I have a plan for you. I have a plan for you to execute what you're good at. And when you get confident, you're going to do everything I need you to do. And he rode that wave. He did that with Colin Kaepernick, same thing. You look at, and just the energy and the belief that he had in him on the sideline, and also his insight as a former NFL quarterback, being that oracle for him. See, the difference with 2016 is Dak Prescott was playing with confidence. When you're playing with confidence, you're not pressing. Right now, he throws a pick into double coverage because he's pressing. He's now like, I got to make a play. I got all this stuff going on. When the coaches are doing him no favors in helping him out. Last year, we saw Mitchell Trubisky pressing in Chicago. He played very poorly under the John Fox regime. Those guys were let go. They bring in Matt Nagy from Kansas City, and he comes in with a plan. He comes in and says, "Look, I don't need you. You're a limited quarterback, but we can win. We can build an offense, and we can do some things to get some people open, and really highlight your strengths." Who is doing that for Dak Prescott right now? Is it Scott Linehan? Is it Kellen Moore? Is it Jason Garrett? The answer is no to all three of those. Who's the veteran quarterback? Who's the wise sage that he used to have in 2016 with the Tony Romo and Mark Sanchez? Guys that have been battle tested and have seen a lot of different coverages and things to just say, to give him a heads up on things. Right now, he's making mistakes and doing things that he never did in 2016. He's done this thing. If you look at his feet, he's doing this thing where he tries to spin out of the pocket like he's Russell Wilson. He does not have that ability or quickness to make those kind of plays. And it's a struggle for him. And yes, he is failing his evaluation, but the Cowboys have failed their evaluation on how they handled a young quarterback. I am convinced that if you take that same Dak Prescott from 2016 and you plug him in to Kansas City or Chicago or any of the other teams, and look, there's a difference between Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott. I'm not, but what I am saying is, you don't think Andy Reid could go 11-5 with Dak and make the playoffs? You don't think Chicago could have the same exact record they have, maybe if not better, if they had Dak Prescott instead of Mitchell Trubisky, and utilizing him the same way that those guys are being utilized? That's what you got to ask yourself. Because I do know this, I've seen other quarterbacks play under this coaching staff that not named Tony Romo. Because the thing is, Tony Romo could just, he's smarter than them. So he could just audible out of it. He looked at them as peers, co-workers. But at the same token, it's like play call comes in, it's like, whatever. We're doing this, and this, and we keep it moving. But Dak Prescott in year 3 hasn't seen enough, nor does he have the clout to operate like that. So we have struggles, and then he loses his confidence, his feet are back, his accuracy wanes. Now we can't move the football. Now our resources that we have in Ezekiel Elliott, and that's the other thing. And that's why I said all the Amari Cooper and the offensive line coach firing is a red herring, because if you notice, they didn't even change the offensive lineup tonight. They still had Connor Williams at left guard. They still had Lael Collins at right tackle. Both players, in my opinion, are completely out of position. They either need to flip them, or they need to move Collins to guard and let's try Cameron Fleming at right tackle. One of those two things needs to happen, because you're killing Connor Williams' confidence right now. He's a rookie. First of all, I can't expect him. He's a rookie playing a position that he never played before, and you're asking him to deal with all this power in the middle, and his body's not there yet. He's going to be a good player, and I think he can be a very good guard in this league, and I'll stand behind that pick. But again, when you have coaching lineup shifts and all this type of stuff, you need to shift along with that. They came out with quotes talking about we're going to get back to being violent. Are you kidding me? You guys suck tonight. Lael Collins is terrible in space. How many times do we have to see that? And that's why he gets all those penalties and why he's trying to get off to a good start. There was a situation today where Ezekiel Elliott chipped the hell out of Harold Landry, and he chipped him so hard that it knocked Lael Collins off balance, and now he can't pass protect and allows a sack. Just nonsense going on like that. And that's why I said it's a bigger issue. It's not everybody's going to look at the quarterback and throw him under the bus and say, we need a new quarterback. But please follow that up with, we need a new head coach. Quarterback's only been here for 3 years. Coach has been here since 2007. He's been running this offense. Then he got to become the head coach. He's been the head coach since 2010. It is we are almost out of this decade. He has one playoff win. One. And now we're headed, and not only that, it's not like we're winning the NFC East every year. What division are we winning? They keep telling us the Eagles about to take off because the Redskins have all these injuries. They're going downhill. The Giants taking. if you guys aren't ready to make a move, then when will you ever be? That's just where I'm at with Jerry and the Jones family, because this is not a good product. It's when you come out on Monday night and you see your team wilt like that. And you know what? Shame on me. I'm not giving enough credit to the Tennessee Titans. Obviously, they were probably somewhat overlooked by us, being 3-4, even though they were in the same exact boat we were. They came out, utilized their bye week appropriately, corrected a lot of the things that they had issues with, and executed. Bottom line, came out with the dub. They had their defense, stayed good. That had been good for pretty much most of the season. Ours didn't. So this is what happens. Anyway, I'll be back with, as we continue to break things down, as always, more in depth. But, this is just, again, my post-game thoughts. It's late. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. Quite frankly, I'm pissed at the product. But at this point, I'm not, am I surprised? Absolutely not. And neither should you.